If you are serious about success, the first step is to abandon the habit of observing the lives of others. It is common to compare achievements, lifestyle, and pace of each person and wonder why you have not yet achieved what you want. However, every second spent looking outside is a second lost in building what is yours. The truth is that focusing your attention on others creates distraction, while focusing on yourself gives you direction. When you stop trying to meet other people's deadlines and start investing in your own path, everything changes. Success does not come from comparisons, but from clarity, discipline, and work that truly drives your progress. In a moment, I will share the internal changes that differentiate those who get lost in observing others from those who focus exclusively on their own development. You will learn to abandon comparisons, silence the noise of external opinions, and train your mind to stay focused on your own path. Even in the midst of distractions, imagine for a moment being at the center of your own universe. Everything that happens around you, all the goals you strive for, and all the visions you hold begin with you. This is not just a metaphor, but a powerful truth. Your life unfolds according to the orders you set, but this only happens if you first command your mind. I have dedicated my life to studying the minds of the world's most successful individuals. Industrialists, inventors, presidents, and philosophers without exception. They all began their journey to greatness not with money or influence, but with a definite purpose and an unshakable belief in their own potential. Each of them made a decision to become the master of their own destiny. Andrew Carnegie, for example, was born into poverty in a small cottage in Scotland. When he arrived in America, he had no wealth, family connections, or formal education, yet he carried within him a burning vision, a desire so intense that he refused to give up to be erased by circumstances. Carnegie understood something that many do not realize. The greatest limitations in life do not come from the outside world, but from the limits we ourselves impose on our thoughts. Carnegie did not waste time comparing himself to others. He did not envy the achievements of those who came before him, nor was he intimidated by people who were apparently more educated, experienced, or favored by fate. Instead, he turned his gaze inward. He studied himself. He mastered his thoughts and focused all his physical and mental energy on the vision he chose to follow. He planted his feet in the center of his universe and made the world adjust to his will. This is the lesson I want you to adopt. Stop looking to the side. Your neighbor's success, your colleagues' promotions, your friends' achievements, or the praise you receive from others do not define your potential. You are not here to live someone else's dream, but to awaken your own. Every time you compare your progress with that of others gives away a piece of your power, shifting the center of your universe outside of yourself. And once your focus moves away from your inner world, your thoughts become scattered, your actions become reactive, and your results become inconsistent. You can see how dangerous this trap can be. You need to regain control of your mind and believe with absolute conviction that your ideas, values, and ambitions are more important than the opinions of others, more than your current results, and more than any fear or doubt. When you start to act from this center, life stops happening to you and starts happening for you. Your thoughts gain clarity. Your vision becomes more refined, and your actions align with a purpose, while the universe, no matter how mysterious, begins to respond. Every great change begins from the inside out. Every success is first created in the invisible realm of thought. Before a skyscraper is created, the blueprint is drawn. Before a fortune is made, the vision is formed, and before man becomes us, he becomes disciplined in his thinking. So I ask, what is the vision that you carry within you? What idea burns so intensely in your heart that you simply cannot let it go? Do not question if it is possible. Question if it is really yours, if it is truly yours. You must stop waiting for permission, signs, or comparisons. Hesitations and doubts take the reins of your inner world and proclaim yourself to be the master of your destiny. You're not here to imitate anyone, but to create. Remember, the greatest souls in history did not rise by following others, but by listening to their own inner voice. This voice has always been with you, waiting for you to hear it. Stand firm, look within, and begin to build the unique life that only you can create. Never forget you are the center of your universe. The importance of believing in yourself is something that runs through history. Those who reached the greatest heights and gave, they made indelible marks on the world. They shared an extraordinary quality, an unshakable faith in themselves. This belief was not arrogance or ego. It was an inner conviction that their vision was worth pursuing, regardless of the obstacles, costs, or failures. Thomas Edison, for example, experienced more than 10,000 failed attempts before finally creating the electric light bulb. While many would have given up in the face of countless difficulties, Edison had something that all great achievers must cultivate: the conviction that their ideas were valuable. Edison did not measure himself against those who gave up, nor did he complain about the delay that seemed to others an easier path. He understood something that few can perceive. Failure is not a final verdict, but feedback. Each unsuccessful attempt brought him closer to mastering his craft. It contributed to the refinement of his dream. This is the mindset you need to adopt. Within you lies a seed of greatness that waits to be recognized and cultivated with persistence, discipline, and courage. But above all, it depends on your faith. This faith is not a luxury reserved for the few. It is the foundation upon which any progress is built. Without it, ideas remain as mere wishes. Goals are fantasies, and the greatest talents are lost in oblivion. Understand that doubts and fears are not signs of weakness, but rather an integral part of the journey. Every person who has achieved something great has passed through the valley of uncertainty, but they kept going, refusing to let fear take over. Instead, they reinforced their belief until their vision became a reality. They stayed true to their dream even when no one else did. Then, reflect on what you truly believe about yourself. Do you think you are capable? Do you believe that your dreams are valid? Do you believe that your efforts have meaning, and that your ideas are meaningful? Deserve to be pursued? If the answer is yes, then act accordingly. Speak, walk, plan, think, move, and build, like someone who is convinced that success is already yours, as long as you refuse to give up. Do not wait for the world to validate you. This is a trap. Validation begins the exact moment you decide to believe in your own potential, in your path, and in your possibilities. From then on, success begins to approach people. Opportunities, ideas, and resources arise not by chance, but as a consequence of this new positioning. The secret that great achievers have always known is that belief is not a mere feeling, but a daily choice, a decision made at every moment. The more you choose to believe, the stronger you become, the more unstoppable you become, and the more you discover the vastness of your potential. Believe in yourself, not tomorrow or when you feel ready, but now, because everything you seek awaits on the other side of belief. Open that door. Cross the threshold and let the world witness the power of a convinced mind. Imagine sailing across a vast ocean without a rudder. The wind changes, the waves drag you in uncertain directions, and each movement ends up being just a reaction to circumstances without control or fixed course, just drifting. This is exactly the fate of many who live without clear goals, reacting to life instead of directing it. However, the great achievers who built empires and legacies followed a single rule: define the destination before even starting the journey. Walt Disney, a name known in every corner of the world, is synonymous with creativity and enchantment. Few remember, however, how many times he was rejected before achieving success. He was fired from a newspaper for supposedly lacking imagination. He faced bankruptcy, betrayals, and countless closed doors. Even so, Disney remained faithful to a single principle. A clear vision. He knew from a very early age what he wanted to build, seeing this dream in detail in his mind long before the world believed it was possible. This clarity was your guide. When you know exactly what you want, you summon all the strength of your mind to achieve it. The world begins to be filtered in a distinct way. Opportunities are perceived. Distractions are discarded and energy flows toward your goals. A vague dream generates uncertain results, but a well-defined goal written down and revisited daily becomes a natural force, a living contract between you and your future. So reflect on where you are going. This is not a question to be answered lightly. It requires deep introspection. You need to clarify what you really want. Not what others expect or what fear allows, but what burns deep inside you. Whether it is financial independence, mastery in your field, freedom, contribution, or leaving a legacy. Write it down. Don't let it remain just a fleeting thought. When written down, this goal becomes an anchor, reminding you daily of who you are. And wherever you are heading, make it your guiding star in the darkest nights, bringing order. To chaos, discipline. To your actions and certainty to your choices without defined goals. It is as if you were a ship without a sail, vulnerable to any gust of wind or storm. But with a clear objective, you become a creator, a builder, a conqueror of your own destiny. Clarity is not an innate gift, but a discipline that must be practiced and strengthened. Live by it, and soon you will look back not with regret but with pride, for having known exactly where you were going and having gotten there. Resilience and the power of persistence. When the name of Abraham Lincoln is mentioned, the image of one of the most revered leaders in history immediately conjures up, however long before he occupied the highest office in the country. Lincoln walked a path full of failures, rejections, and pain. He faced losses, failed in business, and endured deep personal tragedies by all standards. There were plenty of reasons for him to have given up, but Lincoln persisted because he kept going, because he understood something that many ignore. Failure did not define him, and persistence was the key to turning adversity into stepping stones to greatness. Each setback was not an end, but a detour that prepared him for a stronger comeback. He saw each defeat as an invitation to grow, reflect, and come back even more determined. This unwavering willpower is what transformed him from a man scarred by life into an eternal leader. This same principle applies to you. The journey to greatness is not a straight line, nor is it paved with comfort or ease. It is bumpy, unpredictable, and often unforgiving. Yet, it is precisely in the challenges that lies a secret. It is these obstacles that serve as a testing ground for your future self. When difficulties arise, as they inevitably will, you have two options: retreat or rise. You can allow the storm to destroy your will or let it shape your character. Those who achieve greatness do not avoid adversity, but persist in the face of it. Each hardship teaches you. Each failure improves, and each fall strengthens your resilience. Resilience is not something you are born with, but something you build. It is forged in the fires of adversity, in the moments when everything inside you screams to give up. but something greater whispers to keep going by persisting. You not only grow stronger physically, but also internally, discovering that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Pain becomes fleeting while progress remains. Think of great figures in history. Lincoln, Edison, Mandela, Roosevelt all faced countless challenges and were warned that they would not make it yet. Each of them persisted, transforming hardships into symbols of what is possible when someone refuses to give up. Now, I ask you, what will define your trajectory? Will it be the failures, the moments in that things didn't turn out as expected, or it will be the way you react to these episodes? You will rise up just like Lincoln, demonstrating through his actions that no storm can destroy the spirit of those who refuse to be defeated. Don't wish for an easy life, but rather the strength to live a life with meaning, purpose, and impact. This life demands resilience, persistence, and an unshakable faith in the journey. Don't allow a comparison to steal your power. When you measure yourself by the standards of others, you diminish your unique value and cloud the vision that is uniquely yours. Remember, your journey is unique. No one else has lived your life, fought your battles, or dreamed your dreams. Therefore, the success of others cannot define who you are. Ray Kroc, for example, the man responsible for the global growth of McDonald's, understood this truth when he discovered a small kiosk run by the McDonald brothers. He didn't compare himself to other entrepreneurs or question whether he would be able to emulate their success. Instead, he focused on what he could build himself. He saw a vision where others saw only a simple burger joint, and he pursued that vision with almost unwavering determination. Kroc turned that humble kiosk into an empire because his eyes were on the future, not on the numbers or achievements of others. Comparison is a thief of joy that clouds the mind and poisons progress. When you compare yourself, you see only the highlights of others, ignoring the difficulties and challenges they also faced. In this way, you end up forgetting that your path unfolds in its own time. When you focus on someone else's timeline, you abandon your own pursuing goals that were never yours, and with that, you feel exhausted, frustrated, and lost. Not for failing, but for ceasing to be yourself. Your purpose is not to imitate or outdo others, but to become the best and most authentic version of yourself. This transformation, it does not happen through comparison, but rather through creation. Compare yourself only with who you were yesterday. You grew, learned, and got closer to your purpose. If so, then you are moving forward. Even if the world doesn't yet realize it, continuous learning and adaptability. Life doesn't reward those who stick to rigidity, but rather those who remain curious, flexible, and committed to continuous growth. The world is always in motion, and those who achieve greatness are not those who oppose change, but rather those who adapt to it. Henry Ford, for example, was born into modest circumstances and didn't have success handed to him on a silver platter. He achieved it through an insatiable desire to learn, improve, and innovate. Ford was never content to accept the world as it was. He envisioned what could be and dedicated himself to discovering what was necessary to build that future. His success was not limited to a brilliant idea, but to his constant curiosity and the belief that learning never ends. He asked questions, tested, studied, and adapted, transforming not only his own life, but also the way how the world saw industry, transportation, and progress. This is the path you must follow. Never settle for what you already know, because the moment you stop learning, your decline begins. Success is dynamic, evolving with the world, and you must evolve along with it. Cultivating passion and purpose. Passion is the beating heart of lasting success, the invisible fire that drives your journey and transforms ordinary tasks into inspiring missions. Without it, every activity becomes a burden and every obstacle seems insurmountable. However, when passion is at the center of your work, everything changes. Tasks gain meaning, long hours energize you, and challenges become riddles to be solved. Helen Keller is a striking example of this truth. Despite having lost her sight and hearing at a very early age, she did not let herself be overcome by limitations. On the contrary, she became a source of inspiration for millions, demonstrating that passion can convert limits into bridges to success. Look for what ignites the fire in your soul, something that makes you lose track of time, that makes difficulties secondary to enthusiasm. This is your calling, and once discovered, it needs to be cultivated and protected, serving as a compass for both your career and your personal life. The power of positive thinking. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, not just a receptacle for thoughts, but the creator of your reality. What you think consistently shapes who you become and what you attract into your life. Norman Vincent Peale defended this idea, teaching that positive thinking is not naive optimism, but a transformative discipline that converts adversities into opportunities by cultivating a positive mindset. You begin to see challenges as stepping stones to success, and obstacles become valuable lessons. Instead of wondering why something went wrong, question what each situation has to teach. This subtle but powerful change unlocks your creativity, resilience, and faith. A mind immersed in positivity attracts solutions and opportunities, opening doors that remained closed under the weight of pessimism. It is not about denying reality or ignoring pain, but about facing them with strength and hope, knowing that with each positive thought you build a better future by acting decisively. Knowledge alone does not transform life. Dreams, no matter how vivid and inspiring they may be, do not come true without action. The difference between those who merely imagine and those who make them happen is the ability to act with determination. Throughout history, those who have left a mark were not necessarily the most educated or talented, but rather those who had the courage to act while others hesitated. Amelia Earhart, for example, did not limit herself to dreaming about flying. She took off at a time when women were discouraged from pursuing aviation. She broke barriers and inspired generations with her actions. Hesitation is the enemy of progress. The more you delay your actions, the more room you give for fear and doubt to grow the decision to act. Even in small steps builds the foundation for each achievement. Each connection, each bold choice, each movement, no matter how small, is a brick in the construction of your future. So don't wait for perfect conditions, they will never arise. Be determined, act with clarity, and recognize that each step, even accompanied by setbacks, brings you closer to your goals. In conclusion, be the author of your story. You are the author of your destiny. Success is not in winning the race of others, but in walking your own journey with integrity, passion, and purpose. Focus your focus, silence the external voices, and release your potential. Your future awaits the courageous step that only you can take. Are you ready to transform your life and leave your mark on the world?